is always my favorite part of getting a new keyboard.
So, the new Arturia Astrolab came to me just hours before I have to catch my flight to California, and I've had just a little bit of time to get to know it. The promise is that you can now bring the whole Arturia software ecosystem to the stage without a computer. So today I'm playing Coachella, and we're going to find out if the Astrolab lives up to that promise, and we're going to put it through the ringer of a professional live setting. Like all pieces of gear, there are upsides and downsides. So upside number one is that being able to load whatever you do on the Arturia software into a standalone keyboard is very good. You can do anything with VSTs, but I don't want to play with my computer live, especially not today because it's 100 degrees out. And then on the flip side, sometimes I only want to deal with my computer. Like on the way here, I had a 7-hour flight and I used all that time to explore the sounds and build my playlists and banks away from the keyboard. And that was great. And when I got here, I just loaded everything I had done into the keyboard. And I actually can't think of anything that bridges that software-hardware gap as effectively.
Coachella, get ready, get ready,
Downside number one is that you sort of have to be entirely bought into the whole Arturia software ecosystem in order for this to be useful at all, really. If you don't already have Analog Lab and the other Arturia soft synths on your computer and you aren't planning to get them, then you might as well not even consider this. And that might seem obvious, but I actually had to learn that the hard way because I got this keyboard thinking I'd have access to all the Arturia sounds and not have to deal with the software. No, that's not the case at all. So first I caved and I downloaded Analog Lab so I could even do so much as to organize my presets. But then even after that, if I want to tweak the presets at all, beyond the most surface level ways, you have to buy the license for whichever soft synth is generating that preset. I actually didn't know this going in, so there was this moment of like, yo, I just bought a $1,500 keyboard and I can't even like make the attack longer or the release quicker on this patch. And I probably should have known that going in, but the lesson is that you have to be completely bought into the whole Arturia software ecosystem in order for this to be useful.
Everybody put it up!
Upside number two is that the interface for navigating the presets in a live setting is decent, and that's really important to me. You use the Analog Lab software to create playlists, which could just be like a bank of your favorite sounds, or it could actually be the set list separated song by song. It's pretty easy to get to the things that you need to get to. If I had to change one thing though, I would add the ability to add to or swap things out from these playlists on the keyboard itself rather than having to dive into the software for everything, because sometimes I'm in a rehearsal or in a jam and I decide that I want to add a patch to my favorites bank, and it seems like I can't do that, and that's kind of weird.
Hey, 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 one time, y'all, come on. Two times, y'all, come on.
Downside number two is that the onboard controls do leave a lot to be desired. I guess the idea is that you set up everything beforehand in the software, but I do feel like I need more than this. And even in the software, I don't like that you have the preset, but you can hardly tweak it at all if you don't buy the soft synth that's generating the preset. I might have bought a few for the video, but they're like 150 bucks each, so I didn't, and it was really limiting. Alright, I think that went decently. A few hiccups here and there, but not too bad. Probably with more prep I could have done the whole show on the Astrolab. So should you buy this? Is it a good keyboard? Well, it's not really that simple. For some, it's probably the perfect thing, and for others, probably not so much. If you're already a big fan of all the Arturia software and you want to ditch the computer live, this is probably a good option. If you're a fan of the Arturia software and you don't mind playing with the computer live, then there's probably no reason to really shell out for this when you could just use a MIDI controller. If you don't use any of the Arturia software and you don't plan on starting, then don't bother. This is not for you. If you found this useful, consider dropping a subscribe. I think the button's here. Yeah, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.